We often treat history as a sterile list of dates and statistics. In reality, those dates represent the specific moments when thousands of human lives were met with violent physical impact. Much of our culture is built on mythologizing these clashes. We frame war as a simple contest of good versus evil, centered around the archetype of the heroic warrior. At the Battle of Thermopylae, 300 Spartans stood against an invading force of hundreds of thousands. We remember this moment for the sheer individual courage required to hold that ground. In India, the Battle of Haldigati is defined by the bravery of Maharana Pratap. His personal combat skills and defiance in the face of the Mughal army have become the primary focus of the historical narrative. These stories celebrate valor, but they also highlight a constant reality. Even in an era of individual heroism, the price of creating a legend was the same as it is today: the total sacrifice of the men on the field. As the scale of civilization grew, the nature of fighting changed. It moved away from individual displays of honor and toward large-scale strategic operations designed to rewrite the map of the world. This map shows the impact of the First Battle of Panipat. Babur's victory allowed the Mughal Empire to sweep across the region. 2 centuries later, the Battle of Plassey gave the British East India Company the leverage to take direct territorial control over India. We see this same shift at Agincourt, where the English used terrain and longbows to methodically destroy a larger force. Strategy had become a science used to dismantle an enemy's ranks. In this era, battles were no longer about the warrior's coat. They were calculated instruments of power used to forcibly shift the global balance of authority. By the modern era, technology had outpaced human strategy entirely. Individual bravery was replaced by mechanized, industrial-scale destruction. This photograph from World War I shows the result. Soldiers were reduced to targets, their humanity buried under the sheer scale of mud and wire. The human cost escalated further in World War II, driven by the territorial ambitions seen here. Millions of lives were consumed as Adolf Hitler attempted to reorganize the globe through force. At the Battle of Stalingrad, the price of victory was the total ruin of the city itself. Over 2 million people were killed or wounded in a conflict that turned urban centers into smoking graveyards. This reality stands in contrast to the imagery often presented to the public. While cities were being leveled, photographs of smiling soldiers were used to provide a sanitized, digestible face of victory. In this industrial age, the old concept of glory was gone. Winning now meant being the side that managed to survive the process of total destruction. To find an alternative to this cycle, we have to look back to an ancient leader who faced this same scale of death: Emperor Ashoka at the Battle of Kalinga. Ashoka won the battle, but he was forced to witness the immediate consequence: over 100,000 dead and an entire region displaced. Seeing that devastation triggered a total ideological shift. Ashoka abandoned his path of conquest and spent the rest of his life as a messenger of nonviolence and compassion. He reached a conclusion that the modern world would struggle to learn: that war is a flawed instrument that cannot provide a lasting solution to human conflict. The next time you hear a story about a great historical victory, look past the names of the generals and the shift in the borders. Look at the human cost hidden beneath the narrative. Every triumph in our history books was paid for with lives and sacrifices that are rarely recorded in the final tally. The centuries of conflict we've covered suggest that while empires fall and territories change hands, the human toll is the only constant. The most enduring triumph in this entire record isn't the victory, it's the peace.